Our next speaker, we're very honored and elated to have a member of the class of 1934, Atwood Smith. And what more can you say that somebody of the class of 34 would be here? But I do have something else to say. What a great legacy he has given to Wabash College. His son Brian, class of 68, is to the right, and Atwood was not able to finish at Wabash because of the Depression and some other things, and over the years he never lost his love for Wabash and has created a scholarship to help students primarily from his region of the northern part of the state to make sure that they have a chance to finish their 4 years of Wabash. I think that says enough, and I know we're all really, really glad and are eager to hear what Atwood Smith has to say.
I wondered why they asked me to speak. The reason was I wasn't a very good student in the speech class, and you'd be surprised the grade I got. But I'm going to talk about the time I was here, and how I got here, and what happened to me. When I left Hammond, or Calumet City, Illinois, to come down to Wabash, I was all lined up to be placed at Phi Gamma Delta. All I had to do was come down, see a fellow by the name of Wayne Fikes, and he would take care of me. Needless to say, when I got to the Phi Gamma house, it was awful busy, and I asked to see Wayne Fikes, and the fellow said, "Oh, just a minute." So I waited a couple of minutes, and he came back and said, "Wayne Fikes is in church." That was hard to believe, but I took his word. So I went back to the car where my folks were and said, "We have a problem. Wayne Fikes isn't here, but we got two possible solutions." One was to go to the Teke house. The fellow called me the night before, so I could stop there and stay until I got settled. And the other was a Kappa Sate. Somehow or other, we ended up over to the Teke house. It was just about lunchtime, and I was walking up the stairs, told them who I was, and they said, "Come on in, you can have a dinner with us." And they gave us a very good dinner. And no sooner than my folks left the left, turned the corner, they had me upstairs to give me the Teke speech. And it was given by a fellow by the name of Jeff Barrows, and I think his folks had a shoe store down on Main Street. Needless to say, I was easy to talk to, so I played Teke, which was the nicest thing, and was the most surprising thing that I ever did. Being the place, it was about the same as it is now. They took us in and told us how to set a table, how to meet people, and make yourself useful. Instead of just seeing somebody and walking by but not saying a word. And I see they've improved on that. The freshmen had to clean the house, and I asked the fellas here, and they say the freshmen are still cleaning. I'm sure it'll be a clean place. The house was over at 307 West Main Street. The house is still there, and the building looks real good. And that's where they started the second one. I don't know how they did it, but I know that one of the fellows in our class that was in the house when I was there was a name by John Alley, and I'm sure he was really a pillar in revitalizing the house. We had study hours then. It started at 8 o'clock. They turned the radio off downstairs, and the freshmen couldn't go out. We were in from 8 o'clock on. That's all there was to it. every night at dinner, we dressed with a tie, a coat, and a clean shirt. Unless you were in athletics and you could eat downstairs, they saved a plate for you. The next important thing was Hell Week. It means it sure had us scared. It daylights out of us. They posted you couldn't talk. You could see you on silence. And if you did talk, you got black marks. And you had to walk around the house, and when you went by anybody, you had to had a little ditty to say. I still remember it. And it says I was a tongue-tied Pollock from Calumet City, all with the women and athlete of no mean ability. I was poor in all three of them. I have a couple of things I like to read from my Hell Week. It's the instructions that I had for the first night. Right away. No, they're in here. They're in here. Okay. He says I gotta make it quick, so here. This is one. This is one night's work, first night of Hell Week. It says Smith and Berridge. First clean up that old Davenport and carry it down into the basement. And then roll up the carpet so you can put them in the dorm in the morning. Then get some hot water with some soap suds and find the scrub brushes. They're around someplace. Scrub out the dining room and the front hall, just that part from the front door to the telephone. So if you know where 307 West Wells Street, the telephone was back pretty far. Do that good and get all the gum off the floor. After it dries, shellac it. And after it dries, wax it. Now, I don't know how anybody can do that all in one night. Of course, you understand, we were not night. We wouldn't know sleep that night. So the next night, it was the nicest part of the Hell Week. Time's up. Well, I can't tell you about having a date with the prettiest girl in Crawfordville by the name of Kate Hall. And the instructions were that if they made fudge out, I had to take 3 pieces and take it back to the house for one of the fellows, which I did. Now, one anecdote to this, about 50 or 60 years later, my wife and I were down here for some occasion, and I come walking along this street here, and a young man caught up with me and told me who his name was, and why I got talking to him about his father. He said his father married a girl from Crawfordsville. And I said, what was her name? Kate Hall, the gay guy had a book. He says I have to quit. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Atwood. And by the way, the pot he's wearing is his original pot from 1930. It still has his name Smitty on it.